welcome. My name is Raja Cvetkova,
And I'm Ali Honoramu.
and we are from the Future Now Association.
Together, we'll be presenting this podcast, a part of the project Storytelling for Youth Work, funded by the Erasmus Plus program of the European Union.
This is one part of a multi-part podcast in which we will talk to longtime storytellers, dungeon masters, and overall RPG players.
The two of us are also role-playing game fans, and are lucky enough to have experienced a variety of them.
In these games, we've found inspiration, means of growth and development, and of course, a lot of fun.
We will discuss how storytelling can have a positive effect on your personal growth, and how to turn it into a fun activity for your friends or family, or a way to find and build new relationships and friendships.
Stick through to see what made these individuals hooked on storytelling,
Take their time-earned advice.
and learn how you can develop your own story or be part of one. Enjoy! Hello again. Welcome back to our podcast. This time we are talking to Nora. Can you say hi,
Hello.
Nora? Yes.
Hi.
Nora is also a
Hi,
long-term.
Nora.
Sorry. Nora is also a long-term player of role-playing games, and today she will be talking to us more from the perspective of a versatile player who's played different roles, different characters throughout the years. Do you want to tell us something about yourself to start?
Something about myself. Well, in terms of playing games, I guess, they've always been a favorite pastime of mine. And my favorite types of games have always been role-playing ones. When you take on the mantle of an archer that's sneaky, for example, and you jump into some shenanigans or maybe help a weirdly cursed village. Uh, so I guess that's always been a favorite little hobby.
Alright, that sounds really nice. What got you into role-playing games in the beginning?
I'm not sure whether I internalized it back then when I initially started playing them, but it's freeing, you know? You're putting on a different face. You're able to take decisions that you wouldn't otherwise be able to take. When you're an 11-year-old, you can't exactly skip school, skip town, go into some creepy-looking caves, for example, or find some cool treasure. Like, you would want to do that in real life, but you're not really able to. So role-playing games give you a great opportunity at imagining all of this.
So
And just
did you start that young? Like when you mentioned 11-year-old, were you still a child when you started playing?
yeah, even earlier, I guess.
Cool. Do you remember the first role-playing
Um,
games?
Well, my favorite one is from 2005. So I was, let's see, about 13, maybe 12 then. But the first one, I guess you can call Twinsen. There was this game, Twinsen's Odyssey. It was a Little Big Adventure 2. The first one that I played, where you're this sort of retired mage that has to help his friend Dragon, who's called Dragonfly, because why not? Because he has a cold, and you have to find medicine for him. So you go on this crazy adventure across several islands. And of course, there's a dark conspiracy, and there's some aliens, and you can throw balls at people. Everything I've ever wanted, really.
It sounds wonderful.
sounds really fun, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure how old I was, but maybe first grade or second grade, so about a 7 or 8-year-old.
And since then?
How do you think that has impacted your life? Sorry, Ray, you were saying
No,
asking something?
I'm just curious since then what kind of role-playing games have come into your life and made an impact.
Um, well, as I mentioned, Oblivion, The Elder Scrolls, they're a very favorite role-playing franchise of mine. I've and I'm really looking forward to the next game that's only been announced. Nothing else yet. But I'm almost sad that I bumped into tabletop role-playing games so late in life. I think I was about 22 or maybe 23 when I played it for the first time with a group of friends that well, that's where I ended up meeting you, Mariah. So that was pretty cool.
Definitely.
Yeah, of course, I've always heard about Dungeons and Dragons, it being a staple in the tabletop RPG uh, sphere, but I've never really had people to actually try it out with. And jumping into it was very scary because there's all the movies and then there's all the books, and it's just so overwhelming at the beginning, but then you see that it's only as scary as you make it out to be. It's very freeing. You have the opportunity not just to pick some selections off a screen or move with your mouse and keyboard to some random location, but you can actually move the game in ways that you can't program that. You can only do it with the actual live human interaction. Uh, that was let's say a level up in terms of role playing for me, certainly.
Yeah.
But
Have you tried LARP? Because you were saying about being alive through your character. Have you tried the LARP sessions?
I feel like LARP would be like if video games are level 1 and then D&D is level 2. I feel like LARP would be level 3. I haven't participated. I was once a spectator of something that happened in a park near my school. It was many years ago, but I haven't participated in one of these sessions myself. Though I would definitely like to try it out sometime.
Yeah. Well, level 3 is awaiting.
I'm sorry, Raya, could you repeat that?
Sorry, I was saying that level 3 is awaiting, and then we'll see what happens after.
Yeah, level 4 is gonna be freaky.
Level 4 could be just VR in some weird sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe some of you are acquainted with. I know right now I can just remember of an anime specifically that had the topic of a virtual MMO gone bad. What was the name?
Fate.
Oh.
No.
It was this. Oh, God damn it. I really like to know. I can't remember its name.
/0 in my head is something.
No, it's kind of new, and it's got these levels in it, and they get locked inside of the game, and they can't leave until they beat the final level.
That's something else entirely.
Oh no! Oh no! 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 Well, okay, I'll mention it later if I remember. But I am so looking forward to us reaching this type of technology before I die. This is maybe one of my biggest fears, that we will reach this technology, but I will be long gone by then. I
don't think that will happen. I think we'll be more adults and have more money to buy the equipment needed. As I hope. Yeah, but definitely I think we'll have something by the time we're more adults.
With the leaps and bounds that we have with technology and virtual reality becoming bigger and bigger, though virtual reality specifically has been a little bit sluggish the past few years. Hopefully there are some new breakthroughs. Especially
Yeah.
with 5G, I'm hoping that that's going to boost things forward even more.
I hope so.
Definitely.
But I'm taking you back to level
All right.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lee, go ahead.
No, you're starting there. You can go.
No, I was just going to ask actually something you asked earlier. How did RPGs impact your life?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Ali asked this question earlier, and I kind of spazzed out. Let's see. I think that role-playing games help you develop empathy a little bit better and a little bit faster, maybe, than other methods, let's say. Because when you're creating your character and when you're making your decisions with that character, you, in some cases, I guess not all players are like that, but you try to place yourself inside of your character's shoes. Because I'm a 27-year-old girl from Eastern Europe, and I know one type of life, one type of lifestyle, one type of childhood. But my character in the game could have no idea what technology is, but they could be very into plants or mushrooms. Maybe they've spent their entire life in the forest and only seldom speak to people in the village, for example. And it's fun trying to try and feel what another person might feel in this situation that you've been put into. So definitely empathy, just opening up your worldview a little bit more and trying to see what others are going through, even if you haven't seen the same things that they have seen.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Do you think it has bled into other parts of your life? This newfound empathy, or it's not newfound since you've been doing this since you were a child, but
Um. Well, I don't know about the empathy, but because of these types of games, for example, if I enter somebody's house and I see an interesting looking chest, I feel an urge, you know? I feel a calling. What do you have in this interesting looking box of yours? What are you hiding? What are its treasures? But the empathy being empathy, I don't know, I guess it helps you be a better friend. And this is what I've always wanted to be, a better person for the people around me. So I guess it's bled into that, you could say. Hopefully.
that sounds
That's
good.
very inspiring. No, we were talking about empathy, curiosity, and then of course creativity. Is it something because that I mentioned made a point of it? How'd you say it, leak into your daily life?
Mhm.
So apart from empathy and curiosity, has creativity also been something you managed to use a lot during your role-playing games, or also in your professional career, or as a hobby even?
Well, yeah, there's empathy and then there's curiosity. And as for the creativity, I guess one of my favorite aspects is puzzle solving. I like mysteries and I like finding the the causes and the reasons and just the answers. And in our D&D campaigns, especially, whenever we find the answer to some sort of puzzle, some sort of problem, I always get this little giddy feeling inside. So the exploration in these types of games is key for me specifically.
Hmm. I was thinking more
Hmm.
along the lines of because you mentioned empathy and curiosity. if there are any other skills that you've gotten through playing games that you apply in your life.
Mhm. Well, a lot of these games, especially the ones especially the ones that you play in real life, also some types of games that you play online, but I guess those aren't as um, relevant. But teamwork, you actually have to work on your teamwork because when you've gathered with your friends in one place, and one person wants to go into the city, for example, another person wants to uh, climb the tree and look around and see if there's anything interesting nearby, and a third person is going to want to go into a cave, and you're going to have to stop for a second and share your ideas, um, give some uh, give some sort of reasoning as to why you think that's the best idea, and then choose together on the spot what's the best course of action. Maybe plan if maybe you can't go on adventure A right now, so you're going to go on adventure B and maybe hop back onto adventure A later, or maybe somebody really isn't up to doing adventure A, maybe they're feeling uncomfortable with some sort of topic or something like that. So it just helps you speak your mind a little bit better, learn how to voice your wants and your needs, and take other people into consideration when you're making your decisions. So teamwork is definitely a very big part of in-person role-playing games.
And of course, if you reach that threshold to seek adventure A or B, never to split the group. As we have learned.
Never split the group. People die. Things happen. Also, your game master is going to have a very hard time handling both groups in two places.
Yes, empathy for the game master is very important too.
Very important. Take care of your game master. Make sure that they have a drink of like water or tea or anything, like maybe a cookie, some peanuts. Nuts are important for you. Keep your game master well hydrated at all times.
For our game master, usually, because we would order food when we play, so there's always the game master or the storyteller's tax on the food if they didn't order, or even if they are having food. Everyone has to give a bite. Wants to give a bite. So yeah, feed well the storyteller and keep them hydrated.
It's like a sacrifice to your storyteller god.
Yeah. Have you ever wanted to create your own world and become the storyteller or the game master? Was it something that interested you?
I would want to try my hand in that. I still haven't, though I've been meaning to start world building my own little campaign for several months now. When I was a little kid, I had this dream of becoming a writer. It didn't really pan out because I didn't actually spend a lot of time writing. But I had this very favorite idea of mine about a bunch of talking puppies going on adventure. I don't know whether I will place the talking puppies in a D&D campaign. We'll see.
I don't see why not.
But there's a lot of rules to take into account, especially for Dungeons and Dragons. But I guess some other settings, because there are many other settings, would be easier to start with. Maybe. Yeah, I'll try my hand in that when I feel ready for that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, sounds good. I would love to play that.
You're interested in talking puppies.
Who isn't?
Yeah, no, definitely. Wouldn't mind to collaborate with you if you want to find out some systems and how to do the drama and roles and stuff. I'm very biased in systems.
I love that you're already focused on the drama aspect of the setting.
Drama, yeah, Draw meaning the roles and the mechanics of it. Actually,
Yeah.
sometimes I see it as drama. Yeah, that'd be very cool.
Okay, thank you. I may seek your advice.
So,
Yeah.
yes, as a player, then, what do you think is more?
I'm sorry, you cut off again.
Can you hear me now?
A little bit better?
Yeah, better.
Well, I'll speak more clearly. I was asking, since you have experience as a player, both in like paper and like tabletop RPGs and computer ones, what do you think is the most important when you're role playing a character? Especially the tabletop ones, when you have, like you mentioned, the teamwork aspect, when you have partners in this endeavor.
I guess, like, what's the most important thing to have in mind whenever you're playing, you mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'd say try to step a little bit outside of your comfort zone with these types of games, but if you ever feel like there's too much pressure, you can always retrace your steps. What I mean by this is, in the past, I have experimented with different types of characters in different types of settings, and while I like the idea of my characters, sometimes I feel like I'm not able to grasp their character well enough in order to roleplay them in real life. Like, I feel like I would want to be able to play out their mannerisms as well as I'd like, and their speech pattern, and alter it in the way that they would usually speak. But sometimes I just can't, and that can feel a little bit discouraging. But you have to remember that at the end of the day, it's a game, and you're doing it for fun. And if what you're doing isn't bringing you fun, you can just change things up a little bit. Talk to your game master, say that you'd maybe like to change your character a little bit. Retconning is sometimes your friend. Or maybe try and change your character, play something that you may be more familiar with, and see if it's different enough to have fun, but close enough for you to be able to figure out how to play it. But you don't have to start off as something absolutely different from you from the get-go.
Yeah.
Mm.
I like that idea. It's the mix, like stepping out of your comfort zone, but like knowing that there is a way back as well.
Yeah, baby steps. Comfort zone, baby steps.
I had the chance to do that once when I was playing a character of a specific clan that I thought I would like. And after 3-4 sessions, I think maybe even 4-5, I understood I didn't like that character. I couldn't be that character. Couldn't feel it as mine. So I asked my storyteller if I could introduce a new one. And thankfully they agreed. And yeah, it did make a world's difference. I did try something new and I saw I didn't like it. So I went also with something else that was new, but it happened that I liked it more. So yeah, it's good advice. Ask your storytellers and
ask yourself. That's part of the adventure, after all.
Experiment. Yeah. That's great, Nora.
Do you have any other advice for maybe for storytellers, for players?
Well, for storytellers, since I haven't been a storyteller myself, I guess it would be a little bit hard to think of something specific, but something I see in a lot of places as advice for budding new storytellers is to check with your players, check what type of story they expect, what they would like to do, what kinds of characters they would like to create, and that might help you shape up your story a little bit and just tailor it a little bit better.
Mm.
so you feel more prepared. And as a player, be kind to yourself and listen also to your fellow players, kindred players, ideas. It's important to listen to each other so that somebody doesn't feel left out.
Mm.
And yeah, just remember to have fun.
Yeah. So for
Yeah.
both, communication is very important, since in the end of
Yeah,
the day you're making it together.
yeah. In these types of games, if you're not in a single player PC game, it's a good idea to try and boost up your communication skills a little bit and try to be more open with everyone about what you want to do and how you want to handle it. I'm not saying
Mm.
that surprises are bad, but maybe know your team a little bit better before you partake in any.
Surprises. Yeah.
So
Ryan?
yeah, I guess that would be my advice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nora.
Yes. Thank you. I have just a wild card question for maybe like a last one. But
Okay.
how do you deal with like when communication doesn't work and there's some conflict or some players with personalities that don't quite match up? Have you had any experience? How do you deal with that?
Well, sometimes in situations like this, especially when it's a new party and people don't know each other that well, sometimes somebody has to step up and try and play a little bit of arbiter, try to balance things out. I don't think it's necessarily the storytellers, like the game masters, role or job to handle this type of thing, but maybe they would be best suited for this to even if you have to. It really depends on where the issue is. I I'm kind of lost in this question, honestly.
It may be a little too broad, yes. Hmm.
I couldn't hear that.
I said it may be a little too broad. I kind of asked because of what you said earlier as advice, the be kind to yourself and others. I would also
Yeah,
expand it to beyond the game. Say be kind to yourself anyway, even when you're not playing.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
It will
True.
very rarely happen to have a big argument that doesn't let you continue. I've heard of situations where a certain player, just isn't compatible with a certain group, and if the situation um, doesn't go away, sometimes you have to let some players go. I guess. So thankfully, I haven't witnessed that. Although I've heard that sometimes it's just necessary in order for everybody else to be happy with the group.
Yeah. And in
Yeah, I
game,
agree.
you sacrifice their character to the gods.
Yes, yes.
Great. Okay. Do you have any closing words, some inspiring words for budding storytellers or players of role playing games?
Oh, inspiring words. Those are big words. Oh well, as I said earlier, have fun with it. If you don't like a certain setting, for example, if you don't like Dungeons and Dragons and the way the systems work, there are other types of systems that you can explore. There's Warhammer. There's the Vampire the Masquerade. There's several Bulgarian ones
Yeah.
that I haven't really tried, but I've heard they're quite good. Um, so
Yeah. There are
yeah, I
options
wouldn't
out
say
there.
inspiring specifically, but experiment. You're gonna, if you don't have fun the first time, you will have fun eventually. You don't have a choice.
On this inspiring note, we'd like to
Very.
say thank you
It
for
is.
joining us and sharing your views and your experience.
Well, thank you for inviting me. It's been fun. I wish you luck on your podcast going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.